The night of December 14, 2025, something didn't just end, it shattered. Rob Reiner, the man who spent decades telling stories about kindness, truth, and human connection, was found dead in his own home. Beside him, his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner. Both victims of a violent attack that no one saw coming. And suddenly, the world went quiet. Because how do you process something like that? A filmmaker who gave us hope, ending in a scene that felt completely stripped of it. This is the same man who made Stand By Me, a story about friendship and growing up. Who reminded us through The Princess Bride that even fairy tales can carry intelligence and heart. Who explored love with honesty in When Harry Met Sally. And who challenged power and morality in A Few Good Men. His films weren't loud. They didn't force messages. They simply trusted people to feel, and to think. But behind that calm storytelling was a life shaped by tension. Born into a creative household, the son of legendary comedian Carl Reiner, Rob grew up surrounded by ideas, debates, and the quiet discipline of storytelling. Yet, he often felt like an outsider, observing more than participating. That distance became his strength. He learned to watch people closely, to understand conflict instead of avoiding it. That same instinct followed him into television, where he rose to fame on All in the Family. But even at the peak of success, he walked away, choosing uncertainty over comfort. And that decision defined him. As a director, he refused to stay in one lane. Comedy, romance, drama, even psychological horror, he moved across genres, but always returned to one thing: human truth. Later in life, that same honesty pushed him into public debate. Politics, history, controversial opinions, he spoke openly, sometimes fiercely. To some, it was courage. To others, it was too much. But for Reiner, silence was never an option. And maybe that's what makes his ending feel even more unsettling. Because this was a man who believed in dialogue, who believed people could talk, argue, disagree, and still find understanding. Yet his story didn't end with words. It ended in silence. Today, his films remain untouched, still powerful, still relevant, still deeply human. But the man behind them has become more complicated in memory. Not just a director. Not just a storyteller. But someone who never stopped asking difficult questions, even when the world stopped listening. And maybe that's the real legacy he leaves behind. Not comfort. But thought. So now the question is, when you remember Rob Reiner, what stays with you more, the films, or the man?